So after getting the noise margin, so let us now get another parameter. So let us now try to get the propagation delay of our inverter. To get the propagation delay, so we need to get the values such as TPHL and TPLH. For TPLH and TPHL, so the LH and HL, so that would be low to high and HL high to low, that pertains to the output. So for TPHL, high to low transition of our output, and for LH, that would be low to high transition of our output. In this simulation, so let us just go back to our electric. So we would no longer need this DC analysis. So instead, get a voltage source, and we're now going to use pulse. So for the pulse, just type 0 space 3.3 space 0 space 1N space 1N space 10N space 20N. So what would be this value? Yes, we're going to connect it now. So we're able to get or to connect this pulse. So what does this value stands for? So this value, for example, C as 0 stands for a low, 3.3 for high. So since we're dealing with the pulse, we have a low and high value. So 0, 3.3. 0 is just delay, so I'm not going to set any delay. 1N, this 2, 1 and 1N is just the transition from low to high and high to low of our waveform. 10N is the time that the pulse is on. 20 is for the period. So those are the corresponding values for our pulse. If you use pulse, then we're going to use transient analysis. So just click, so from SPICE, transient analysis, so again left click, then left click on any point on your workspace. So left click, then you're going to enter a certain value. For our case, just type 1P. Then the next value would represent how long you want your simulation to run. In this case, I just want to run it for 2 complete cycles. So since the period for our pulse is 20, so we're just going to double that value to 40N. Then 1P. Okay. So it's just a floating symbol, so you can actually place it anywhere. So let's just put it there. So once you were able to place the proper components that you need for the transient analysis, again, you just need to change the pulse as well as this transient. So instead of the usual DC analysis. So tools, simulation interface, write spice deck. Files, all files. So let us just name it as inverter transient. .cir. For the transient analysis, you no longer have to change anything on your netlist. So you can see, so there's no special character on your netlist. So no need to change anything from your netlist. Okay. So from our WinSpice, so you can close this window. So just run the inverter that transient analysis. So since the value is very small, so just increment it by 1 pico at a time. So it would take some time for it to finish. So the smaller the value, the more accurate your waveform will be. So sometimes you just need to increase that value if you just need to determine whether your output waveform is correct or not. But if you are measuring certain values that is very critical, then you need to have your step size as small as possible so that you'll be able to measure accurately. But for some of our exams, we're just going to use a larger value just to see whether our output simulations are correct based from a certain truth table. So it's almost done. Just wait for a little longer. For today's activity, you just need to replicate the two simulations. So one for the computation for the noise margin and another simulation for the computation of the propagation delay. So that will be just the activity for this meeting. So you just need to replicate the given simulations. So at last, we were able to get the output waveform. As you can see, you have two cycles for your input and output. Now we need to get the difference from the moment we have the transition from our input against our output at 1.65 voltage level. So from the PowerPoint presentation, you will notice that VOL plus VOH divided by 2. So we can assume that VOH is 3 and VOL is 0. 0 plus 3 is equal to 0 plus 3.3 divided by 2. That would be 1.65. So that would be the 50% level. So we need to get the point or the time at that point, both for our input and output. So going back to the simulation, so how can we do that? So from your output waveform, so that is the red. So since this is the transition from high to low, so we will be able to get at this point, at this difference of our V out and V in, that would be TPHL. So let us just type in on our Excel worksheet. So TPHL. So for us to get the value, so you can just zoom. So at 1.65 level, 1.65, 1.65. So this would be the approximate value. So again, using the graph method, so we're just approximating the values. So in this case, input at 1.65 is around 0.5 nanoseconds. So from Excel file, so 0.5 exponent -9, and output is around, this is 1.1, 1.2. So at 1.65, around the middle. So you can just type in 1.15 approximately e to the -9 nano, 1.15 nano. So to get the value for TPHL, so it is equal to this value minus for TPLH from low to high transition. You can close the other graphs. From the original, let us look at the transition low to high of the output. So that would be this waveform. Again at 1.65. So you just need to zoom it in. 1.65. So this would be the values. So 11.50 nano, 11.5 e to the negative 9, and 12 point at 1.65, around 1/4 of the division, square division. So that would be 12.25, 12.25, because this is 12.1, middle of which is 12.05, so 0.25. Exponent negative 9. So TPLH would be plus this value minus this value, 5.25 e to the negative 10. For the propagation delay, that would just be the average of these two values plus TPLHL plus TPLH divided by 2. So that would be our propagation delay. Let us try to get the accurate value from our LT-Spice. So let us just rename this inverter Tran. Copy. So you will have a backup. So rename this as inverter Tran 2. From your LT-Spice, you can just close the other simulations. Open inverter Tran 2. So same thing, you need to delete. Then you can run the program. And add trace for the V in and V out. So this will now be your waveform. So again, you can zoom in at a specific area, then get the time. In this case, 1.65, 499 pico, and on the other side, you need to click V out. 1.65, so approximately 1.4. But if we're going to do that, we're still doing it approximation method. So instead of approximating the values, what we can do is add certain commands into your netlist. So after the transient, you can use again the measure command and we need to get the time difference between the time delay from your input to output. So that measure followed by variable name. So let us use T1. Find time when VI is equal to 1.65 cross equals 1. So measure T1, find time when VBI is equal to 1.65 cross 1. Then measure at the output, that measure T2, find time when V out is equal to 1.65 cross equal to 1. So from the simulation, let us just try to simulate it again. We are looking at this first occurrence. Actually, you can use the second, third, fourth, depending on what you are solving. So since we are solving for the high to low transition, we can only use the first and third transition. So if you're going to use the second and the fourth, that would be for the low to high transition. Right, going back to the netlist. So to solve for, this is T1 and T2, T1 and T2. So we're going to solve for high to low. So that measure TP high to low. So difference between the two times. So that would be, the higher value would be from the output. So that would be T2 minus T1. For the low to high transition, low to high, that would be on this area or this area. So if you're going to use this, the command should be that measure. Let us use another variable. So you cannot use same variable. TA, find time when VBI is equal to 1.65 cross equal to 2. So at this area, if you're going to use this waveform, that would be on the fourth time that you cross the 1.65 value. So cross would be 4 if you use these points. That measure T, V find time when V out is equal to 1.65 cross is equal to 2. You can use then that measure EPLH TB minus TA. Then eventually to solve for the propagation delay, that measure TP param TPHL plus TPLH divided by 2. So don't forget to save your file. Then going to run. Again, you can only see the result of your that measure command using view and spice error log. So you now have these results from your LT spice. Let us compare it to the result we get from our WinSpice. So we save that in our Excel file. So TPHL, so that is 6.488 the negative 10 PPHL. So 6.488, this is 6.5. So let us try to increase the decimal place. So 6.5, still 6.5. Then for TPLH 5.26, in this case we get 5.25, pretty close. So the propagation delay is equal to 5.875, 5.874. Almost equal to 5.875. So if you're going to use approximation method, since we were able to zoom it at a very accurate level, so nonetheless, it is much easier and more accurate if you're just going to type in these commands from your LTSpice after you're able to extract the netlist from your electric software. So the final answer are all reflected in this SPICE error log. So that would be it for this video presentation. So thank you.